The camera lens is a cold, unblinking eye. Right now, as you prepare for the TOEFL, you are likely focusing on your note-taking strategy or your template for Task 2. But while you are worrying about the what, the admissions committee at your dream university is judging the how. They are listening to the vibration of your vocal folds. They are measuring the rise and fall of your pitch. They are looking for a specific biometric signature, sovereignty. Most candidates fail the TOEFL speaking section, not because their English is bad, but because they sound like they are begging for a score. They use what we call rising intonation. Every sentence ends with a slight lift, as if they are asking the rater, "Is this okay? Did I use the right word?" This is the sound of a student. This is the sound of a laborer. Top universities aren't looking for students, they are looking for governors. I am Sloan, and this is Trinity English Scholar. Today, we are performing an intonation audit. This is a deep tissue recalibration of your vocal delivery. We are going to strip away the acoustic submission of the average test taker and replace it with the downward inflection of the executive. We are going to train your brain to treat the end of a sentence like the closing of a vault. We are going to ensure that by the time you finish this session, your voice carries the weight of a professional verdict. If you are looking for tips and tricks, leave now. This is a laboratory for those who intend to dominate the threshold. Subscribe to this jurisdiction. Lock your focus. We are moving into the physics of the hard floor. To understand why your current speech pattern is costing you points, we have to look at the TOEFL speaking rubric through the lens of automaticity. The ETS SpeechRater AI is programmed to identify natural flow. In American English, natural flow for a leader is defined by categorical finality. When a person is unsure of themselves, their heart rate rises. This tension travels to the laryngeal muscles. The vocal folds tighten, and the pitch naturally drifts upward. This is a biological tell. When the rater hears this rising pitch, they don't just hear a question, they hear a lack of linguistic mastery. They hear someone who is searching for English, rather than someone who owns it. The hard floor is the technical solution. It is the conscious act of driving your pitch into the basement of your natural register at the conclusion of every thought unit. It is not a suggestion, it is a structural requirement for high-status communication. The 3 structural laws of the audit. The frequency anchor, you must identify the lowest note you can comfortably speak. This is your base frequency. Every sentence you speak in the TOEFL must end on this note. Not near it. On it. The terminal consonant strike, you do not let your voice trail off into a whisper. You hit the final consonant of the sentence, the T in result, the P in step, and you immediately cut the sound. This creates a clean edge for the AI rater to process. The resonant pause, silence is not an absence of sound, it is an extension of your last word. When you stop talking, you do not fidget. You do not breathe through your mouth. You hold the silence for 1.5 seconds. This proves you are the one who decided the sentence was over. By mastering the hard floor, you aren't just passing a test. You are signaling to the admissions committee that you are a finished product. You are proving that you can deliver complex, high-stakes information without your biology betraying your anxiety. We will now move into the most critical part of this session, the linguistic autopsies. We are going to take 3 common TOEFL tasks and perform a microscopic analysis of how the non-Trinity scholar, the student, fails, and how the Trinity scholar, the governor, succeeds. Autopsy 1, the independent strategy. The prompt: some people believe that university students should be required to attend all their classes. Others believe that attendance should be optional. Which do you agree with? The non-Trinity scholar performance, he starts the timer. He is nervous. He says, I think that students should go to all classes? Because the professor, he gives important information? And if you miss class, you might fail the exam? Forensic analysis, notice the 3 rising peaks. On the words classes, information, and exam, his pitch goes up. He is using acoustic seeking. He is subconsciously asking the rater if his reasons are good enough. The rubric violation, this falls under the delivery category. The rater will mark this as monotonous or choppy, but the underlying issue is the pitch. He sounds like a child reciting a list. His score will be capped at a 22. Psychological profile, he is a laborer. He is trying to fill the time with words. He is being managed by the 45-second clock. The Trinity Scholar performance, she starts the timer. She takes an actuarial breath. She says, mandatory attendance is a prerequisite for academic excellence. Class participation facilitates a higher degree of material mastery. Therefore, I support a formal requirement. Forensic analysis, look at the pitch drop. On the words excellence, mastery, and requirement, her voice drops into the basement. She is using the executive anchor. She does not use I think or She uses categorical nouns. The rubric win, the rater hears automaticity. The AI hears high intelligibility. She has signaled that she is the primary source of truth in this 45-second window. Her score is a 30-30. Psychological profile, she is a governor. She is not filling time, she is owning the air. She finishes with 5 seconds left and holds the gaze of the camera. Autopsy 2, the integrated synthesis. The prompt, the university has announced a plan to close the campus coffee shop to save money. The woman in the conversation disagrees. Explain her reasons. The non-Trinity scholar performance, the woman, she doesn't like the plan? She says that the coffee shop is a place where students, they meet to study? And she says the university, they should find other ways to save money? Forensic analysis, this is sing-song delivery. The speaker is moving his pitch in a rhythmic, nursery rhyme pattern. He is using level 1 speech. He fails to distinguish between the data, the plan, and the opinion, the woman, because his voice is emotionally flat and high-pitched. The rubric violation, language use. His inability to use prosodic variety to emphasize the woman's frustration makes the response sound rehearsed and robotic. The Trinity Scholar performance, the speaker, rejects the proposal. She argues that the coffee shop serves as a vital, collaborative hub. Furthermore, she views the closure as a short-sighted, fiscal error. Forensic analysis, she uses the hard floor to create logical chunks. She groups her words into units of 3 or 4. By dropping her pitch on proposal, hub, and error, she creates a structural map for the listener. The rubric win, she receives top marks for topic development. By using high-status words like collaborative hub and fiscal error, she proves she is ready for the university curriculum. Autopsy 3, the academic lecture. The prompt, summarize the 2 ways that some deep-sea fish use bioluminescence as described by the professor. The non-Trinity scholar performance, the professor says, some fish use light to attract prey? Like a small worm? And other fish, they use it to hide from predators? By making their belly light up? Forensic analysis, this is timer panic. As the 60-second clock runs down, the speaker starts to climb the pitch ladder. She sounds like he is running out of air. She is leaking her stress into the microphone. The rubric violation, topic development. Because she is rushing, she forgets to clearly transition between the 2 points. The rater hears a blurred response. The Trinity Scholar performance, the lecture, identifies 2 biological adaptations. First, bioluminescence is utilized for predatory luring. Second, it is employed for counterillumination. Both methods ensure survival in high-pressure environments. Forensic analysis, she manages the clock with jurisdictional control. She treats each word like a brick in a wall. She hits the word environments with a frequency so low it resonates in her chest. The rubric win, this is total mastery. The rater is not just grading her English, they are being convinced by her authority. Conclusion, the summary of sovereignty. We resolve this session with 3 universal truths. 1. Gravity is authority. In the world of high-stakes admissions, the person whose pitch goes up is a student. The person whose pitch goes down is a leader. 2. Silence is the frame. You do not need to fill 45 seconds with noise. You need to fill 45 seconds with intent. A well-placed 2-second pause is worth more than 10. Or 3. The mic never lies. The TOEFL microphone is a microscope for your confidence. If you don't anchor your voice in the basement, your anxiety will be recorded and graded. Homework, the frequency lock. Your assignment for this session is as follows. The baseline test, record yourself saying the phrase, "The focus is fixed." Say it 3 times. On the 3rd time, force your voice to the lowest possible note. That is your sovereign frequency. The Task 1 audit, answer an official Task 1 prompt. Listen back to the recording. Every time your voice goes up at the end of a sentence, you must re-record that sentence 10 times using the downward slide. The transcription, transcribe your response. At the end of every sentence, write the word down in red ink. This is to retrain your brain to expect the hard floor. I am Sloan. We don't speak to be understood. We speak to be obeyed. See you in the next frame.